For the last 7 years, I have taught ACCA. Thousands of students from big cities, from small towns, rich families, middle class families, families where nobody had ever even heard of ACCA before. And after all these years, I started noticing something strange. Let me tell you about two students. They joined on the same day, same age, same college, both did BCom, both got similar marks, both paid the same fee. Both sat in the same classroom, same syllabus, same teacher, me. Now, 5 years later, one of them is sitting in an office in Dubai, earning in dirhams, living the life he used to only watch on Instagram. The other one, still in the same city he started in, doing the same job he could have done without ACCA at all. Same start, same effort you would think, completely different ending. For a long time, I thought it was just luck or good timing or knowing the right people. But it's not luck. I promise you, it's not. After watching hundreds of my own students grow up in their careers, I can now tell you something very clearly. There are exactly 4 types of ACCA students, and only one type, just one, actually makes it abroad. Stay with me till the end of this video because you are going to find out exactly which type you are. Let's start with type 1. I call this student the collector. The collector loves one thing: certificates. Not jobs, not skills, certificates. You know this person. Maybe you are this person. Let's find out. The collector starts with BCom. Then they add ACCA. They are not even halfway through ACCA and they are already Googling, should I also do CFA or CPA or an MBA or all of them together? Every time you meet them, they have something new in progress. Their LinkedIn name has 5 short forms after it: ACCA, CFA level 1 candidate, MBA aspirant. It looks very impressive. But here is the truth nobody tells them. Companies abroad do not hire short forms. They hire people who can actually do the work. Think about it simply. If you owned a company in London, would you hire someone who started 5 things or someone who finished one thing properly and is really good at it? You pick the second person every single time. The collector is always busy starting. So they never get good enough at any one thing to be worth hiring. I have seen collectors finish ACCA, add 2 more courses on top, and still be sitting in the same city 5 years later, confused, asking me, "Sir, I did so much, why did nothing happen?" If you are collecting certificates instead of building real skills, you are type 1. And I am sorry, but type 1 does not go abroad. Now type 2. I call this one the tourist. The tourist didn't really choose ACCA. ACCA kind of happened to them. Maybe their cousin did it, so they did it too. Maybe an Instagram ad popped up at the right moment. Maybe their parents heard the words global qualification and said, yes, do that one. So now they are doing ACCA, but they don't really know why. It's like landing in a new city with no map and no plan. You're walking around, you're seeing things, but you have no idea where you're actually going. Ask a tourist a simple question: why did you choose ACCA? And you will hear the same vague lines every time. Scope is good, sir. Demand is there. I heard it's good for going abroad. That's not a reason. That's a rumor they repeated. Here's what I have seen for 7 years. The tourist actually clears the papers, sometimes with good marks even. And then nothing happens. Because here is the hard truth. Passing ACCA is not a career plan. Passing ACCA just means you passed an exam. That's it. A qualification with no plan behind it is just a paper in a drawer. The tourist doesn't go abroad, not because they are not smart enough, but because they never actually sat down and decided to. They were just walking around hoping it would happen on its own. It doesn't happen on its own, ever. Type 3 is the interesting one. I call this student the sprinter. And the sprinter is tricky because on the surface, the sprinter looks like the winner, the star, the one you'd bet on. The sprinter clears ACCA fast, really fast, sometimes scary fast. 18 months, 2 years, done. This is the student every coaching institute puts on their poster. Cleared in record time, big photo, big smile, you've seen those holdings. And look, clearing fast is a real achievement. I'm not taking that away from anyone. But here is what nobody wants the sprinter about. Being fast in exams is not the same as being ready for a job. Let me say that again because it's important. Clearing your papers quickly does not automatically make you ready for the actual working world. Think of it like this. Passing your driving test does not make you a good driver. It just means you passed the test. The real driving, the traffic, the highways, the rain, that comes after. The sprinter focused on one thing only, passing fast. And in doing that, they often skip the things that actually get you hired. Let me show you exactly what they skip. They spend 2 years memorizing accounting standards, but they never actually open a real company's annual report and try to understand it. They learn the theory of audit, but they never sit in a real audit firm and watch how it actually works. They can define a financial statement perfectly, but they're weak at Excel, the one tool they'll use every single day at work. They never practice talking to a client. They never learn how to explain numbers to a normal person. They never build the small, real skills that a job actually needs. So here's what happens. The sprinter qualifies at 22, feeling like a champion. They walk into their first big interview, maybe at a big 4 firm, and they freeze. Because the questions aren't from the textbook. They won the race they were running, but it was the wrong race. And when they apply for jobs abroad, where companies want real experience, not just a fast pass, the sprinter gets a shock. Most sprinters end up staying in India, sometimes in decent jobs to be fair, but rarely in the abroad jobs they were promised on that poster. Which brings us to type 4, the only one who actually makes it. I call this student the architect. Now what does an architect do? An architect designs a building, and an architect knows something simple but powerful. The foundation is not the building. The foundation is just the start. The architect treats ACCA exactly like that. ACCA is not the goal. ACCA is just the foundation they build everything else on top of. From day one, the architect asks completely different questions than everyone else. The collector collects, the tourist wanders, the sprinter races, but the architect builds carefully, on purpose, brick by brick. They are not just studying for an exam, they are slowly building a person that companies abroad will fight to hire. Let me show you exactly what an architect actually does, step by step, because this is the part you can copy. Step 1. The architect starts working part-time at a small audit firm in their second year of ACCA. Not for the salary is tiny honestly. They do it for the experience, for that one powerful line on their resume that says I've actually done real work. Step 2. On weekends, the architect learns Excel properly. Then they learn a tool like Power BI from free YouTube videos. Why? Because they read real job descriptions on LinkedIn and those jobs asked for these exact skills. So they went and got them. Step 3. The architect finds 3 or 4 ACCA people who are already working abroad on LinkedIn and they connect with them politely. They don't beg for a job. They just ask one smart, specific question every month. Slowly, they build real relationships with people who are already where they want to be. Step 4. Long before they even finish their papers, the architect already knows which countries they're aiming for, which companies, which type of role. They have a target. Do you see what's happening here? By the time the architect finally qualifies, they don't have to go running around desperately looking for an abroad job. The abroad job is almost ready for them because they've quietly been preparing for it for 2 whole years. This is the student who gets on the plane. Every time. Now here comes the part that genuinely surprised me. When I first started tracking all my students, I had a guess. I assumed the architects, the ones who made it abroad, would be the smartest ones, or the richest ones, or the ones from the fanciest colleges. I was wrong. Completely wrong. The architects came from everywhere. Many were from small towns, from tier 3 colleges nobody's heard of, from families where not one person had ever traveled abroad. Some of them didn't even clear their papers on the first attempt. They failed and they came back and they kept going. So if it wasn't about being the smartest or the richest or having the best college, then what made them architects? It was simply a way of thinking. It was one decision made early. The decision to treat ACCA as a tool and not as the final destination. That's it. That's the whole secret. And here's the beautiful part. That decision is not expensive. It's not reserved for toppers. You don't need rich parents for it. It's completely free and it's available to you right now, today. Whether you've just started your very first paper or you're just 2 papers away from qualifying, you can decide right now to stop being a collector, a tourist, or a sprinter and start being an architect. So, before you close this video, I want you to be really honest with yourself. Just for a moment. No one is watching, no one is judging. It's just you. Ask yourself, are you a collector? Always adding new courses but never going deep into any one of them? Are you a tourist? Doing ACCA, but if someone asked you why, you'd struggle to give a real answer? Are you a sprinter, focused only on passing fast, but ignoring the real world skills that actually get you hired? Or are you finally ready to become an architect? Someone who treats every paper, every month, every small chance as one more brick in the career they are building on purpose? Be honest. Because in 7 years of teaching, I have never once seen a collector, a tourist, or a sprinter end up where they truly dreamed of being. But the architects, I've watched them board their flights, I've gotten their messages at midnight, photos from offices in cities they once only stared at in movies. Sir, I made it. I never get tired of those messages, not once. Remember this, the qualification is exactly the same for everyone who walks into my class. The student is not. So let me leave you with this. If something in this video made you a little uncomfortable just now, good. Honestly, good. That little uncomfortable feeling, that's not a bad thing. That's the first real sign that a part of you is ready to change. The tourists and the collectors don't feel uncomfortable because they are not even paying attention. But you watched till the end, so you're already different. Now, here's the honest truth. Knowing your type is the easy part. The hard part is building the actual roadmap. Which papers in which order, which skills to add and when, which internships, which countries, which moves will turn you into an architect. And that part is very hard to figure out alone because you can't see your own blind spots. Nobody can. So here's what I'd suggest. If you're serious, and I mean actually serious about not wasting the next 5 years, sit down with someone who has watched hundreds of these journeys play out. Book a career counseling session with our team at QuintEdge. It's a proper one-on-one conversation about your situation, where you are right now, where you want to reach, and the exact steps in between. No selling pressure, no generic advice. Just your roadmap built for you. The link is right there in the description. Take that one step today while the discomfort is still fresh, because that's the moment the architects always act on.